Un, dois, três, vamos.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. We are back to the Flow State Café. Like every Friday, me and Claudia's follower, we are here on YouTube and at the LinkedIn. So if you don't follow us on the LinkedIn, follow us. We are also at the YouTube. So at the YouTube, we are as Flow State Cafe. So check us there as well if you are here on
Yep,
LinkedIn. And and this on the flow state, this program, we talk about how to get into the flow and topics that are associated to this thing, to this topic, and we love to talk about quantum physics and everything that's related to that, and the technique, this quantum technique that we both do. And that's it. So today we're going
yeah,
to talk about from individualism to collective growth, right, Claudia?
exactly. Yes, yes, yes. As Gisele said, we are bringing these topics here, topics that we kind of explain throughout our work, but also, we are trying to, provide some information to raise the consciousness of people, so that you understand more how everything works. Obviously, we work with these quantum techniques, and obviously, we always speak a little bit about quantum physics and how actually these laws affect everybody. But today, in particular, we're gonna talk about this shift in the human consciousness that is happening, right? Because, well, I think we're living kind of in an exciting moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a big shift, and more people are starting to understanding a lot of things, right? So let's say like the old ways are and old systems are little falling apart, and to give space to new ways of new ways of everything, right, of dealing with life, but new ways of we are kind of seeing these shifts a little bit everywhere. So um, there are old structures, and that are being transformed from inside, but at the same time, if that's not the case, outside there are going to be alternatives and so on. So this is the shift, and but the shift starts from, I think, also, the idea that there's more than me, right? So there's a we are um, we are more than that, than just one, right? And so, yeah, I think it starts. We kind of have to explain also why is this happening from a scientific point of view, I think. And so when we talk about the Schumann resonance, we have talked about this a lot, I think, during our Flow State Cafe, but it's always good to bring it here. So there is something that is happening, and it has been studied by scientists, and it's extremely important to understand the global changes, yes. Um, so the Earth has an electromagnetic field. Now, as we all have, we all have an electromagnetic field around the heart. Has been studied a lot. And so what happens? This electromagnetic field has a frequency that is measurable in hertz, right? And so what they studied so far is that whenever the frequency of this electromagnetic field was very low, we went through the darkest moments of history, yes, of humanity, the history of humanity. So, for example, the Nazism or Spanish Inquisition, these type of things, wars and so on. So, but whenever the frequency of the earth was going up, things started to get better. And now there's something that is happening that it has never happened before. And so the frequency of this electromagnetic field of the earth is going up as it has never been so far. and it's going up quickly. Yeah. So what is this study showing us? It shows that the frequency of the electromagnetic field of the earth has a huge impact on the consciousness of people. Yeah. um, and so this is it's quite interesting. Greg Braden is one of the scientists that explained this very well, and it's super interesting. But now, what brings this shift? A lot of things, right? For example, I don't know. You want to mention something?
So I didn't hear the question. What was the last sentence?
Yeah, I said that this, this shift in the consciousness of humanity is bringing a lot of things, all together. And so I think, um, yeah, I don't know if you want to mention something, for example, but how it was before and how it's happening. Everything starting with the pandemic in 2020,
Okay,
obviously.
yeah. I think recently before, because
Mm.
society changed a lot since the beginning. If you
Mm.
compare, like, for the ancient society through the last centuries, what I noticed is after the Industrial Revolution, the society
Mm.
changed it a lot to be more and more to, like, individualist, and
Mm.
in every area, like a competitive, because you have more companies, you have more products to sell and things, and then you have all this competition, and the big companies, and then in life. So we lost a little bit the sense of community, and started to live more, the self, the
Yeah,
individually. Like, I'm gonna do this for myself, and I'm not gonna think about my neighbor. I don't,
from the ego.
about the ego. Yeah, just like, yeah, the, like, high level ego, but it can, like, balance also this. But yeah, it's more, I think, the last century, I think, was the worst part of the society who's coming to this individualism thing. But as you said, this new era, this new moment, that the earth is living, like the
Mhm.
high level of energy and the consciousness also. Okay, so I understand there is a good thing also, with
Mhm.
the global, the technology and the global information, like how the information are being sending, and how a lot of people are getting more information. Like, you can talk, you are in Barcelona, I'm here in Brazil, and we have people here on LinkedIn from all areas of the world. So this is
Yeah.
amazing. So we are coming back to the sense of community. So we have opportunity to share and create things together,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
we are, like, changing our perspective of,
Yeah.
um, how we can actually, people are understanding that the individualism the tendencies to fail, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 totally, totally. I think so. I think so. Yes. And so, this is a shift that is happening a little bit everywhere, and we still haven't seen much. I think it's going to change a lot more and more. Um, but definitely you can see the change, for example, in someone wants to talk, but I think we will allow Q&A at the end of this session, so maybe in 20 minutes or so, if it's okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thank you for willing to join. Thank you. So as I was saying, this um, when you see, for example, within in the corporate world, even, or anywhere, yeah, whenever you see the evolution in others, before the old way is tending to compare yourself with others, right, and compete. um And
Mm-hmm.
obviously this type of way,
Right.
this way brings a lot of anxiety and stress and so on. But now with this new consciousness, and it's gonna happen because it's inevitable. I mean, it's happening already. Yes, when you raise the frequency and the earth is helping, you also raise the consciousness and you become aware of different ways of dealing with life. And so when you see look at others, they will, instead of being competitive, they will actually inspire you. Yes. And so this this is something very big, and you can see it a little bit everywhere. So there's going to be less competition, more cooperation, let's say. Yes, this is the big change, I think. And I think that this is aligned more with everything, with the nature. Everything is everything is just a copy of the atomic dynamic. If we go to quantum physics.
Exactly. Yes.
And so when you see the atoms, how they work in cooperation and they get together and they create matter. Yes. And everything is like that everywhere, everywhere. Yes. In nature, there's no element that works alone. Like the tree can't live without the sun, can't live without the water. And at the same time, it gives life. And thanks to the tree, we have fruits and we have, so this, it's a big shift. Yes. And it's aligning more to the nature, I think, of the earth. Yes. And so I think it's kind of interesting to see how this is gonna impact everything. Yes. um
Exactly.
so yeah,
As
yeah,
we were
yeah, yeah,
saying, the nature and everything, nature, the competition in nature is an exception. That doesn't mean that eventually something can happen, like, but it
yeah,
all works together. And I think we are learning again how to do that. And, people are creating more things in a comparison point of view, not like in more in the competition. There is a lot of things to
yeah.
change still, but people are having more having more conscious about that in the big companies, especially.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And as we were mentioning before the light, like everything started with the pandemic, right? In 2020, I
Hmm.
think that everyone understood with the pandemic that no matter whatever your beliefs are around the virus, that just doesn't matter. There's a lot of we don't want to get into that. That's not important. But the whole thing, what actually shifted, is that we understood that we are all one, and so we have to support each other. So what I do has an effect on the collective, right? So we understood that it's important to take care of yourself in order to keep others safe. Also, that's a shift. But we understood it in a limit. Still, I think it's still limited. I think we still need to create more awareness on how quantum physics works, because once you understand that, then you have a way bigger understanding of everything, right? Because
Hmm.
when you understand, there is a whole energy field around you, and we're talking about science. We're not talking about this woo woo stuff. No, it's scientific. There has been a lot of, like, there are a lot of studies on this. So you have this electromagnetic field around you, which is actually big. And actually they still haven't measured the whole, because there are no machines yet to in order to do that, but it's huge. Yeah, so this electromagnetic field instantly has an effect on everything around you and everybody. So it doesn't matter if it's a plant, it doesn't matter if it's a person, it doesn't matter whatever it is. If it's a dog, for example, it has an effect. And so energy can just strengthen you or weaken you. That's it. Yes. So if you look at Dr. David Hopping's map of consciousness, which maybe I can give it to you if anybody's interested. You can just look at that. Yes, you have all these different levels of consciousness. Everything that is below 200 hertz is going to weaken you. Yes, and so what happens? Um, that whenever something is lower than that, it literally weakens you. Yes, and it weakens other people. And I see that, for example, when I go back to see my family. My dad is very sick, and so what happens when I go there, and it's not because I am special or whatever. No, I don't care. It's just what the carer says. She says, every time you come here, this peace, and he feels better. He sleeps. He feels better. You can see he's better. Why? Because I do constant work on myself, and that just strengthen him. Yes, and you see that. Um, so if someone is already sick, you can literally strengthen him with your energy without doing anything, just being there. Yes, because you feel the effects. And so imagine how this has an impact on the on everybody. Yes, because it's you spread, you go out there and you spread things around that can either strengthen people or weaken people. And actually someone told me the other day, well, I should go back to that book, but someone wrote once that even just a war can explode from just negative energy of one single person. Boom, it affects the whole country. So this is how it's huge, you know. But obviously we're talking about invisible things that always, but invisible is super important.
No, yeah, it's the most one of the most important thing that people don't realize, that that's the
Mm,
thing. It's one of the most important,
mm, mm, mm,
like that,
mm.
how as you say, the energy of one person can affect the whole country. So
Yes.
when we get, when you get there, that um that thing, we are going to take care more of our healthy, of our energy, our thoughts, emotions, and focus a little bit more on self-development, and how we um, drive our emotions and thoughts. And I think
Mm,
this, what we do is into this field of how we can be better people, better person, and how we can make the difference in the world.
yeah, totally,
Because
totally.
when we take care of ourselves, we are affecting directly this energy, and everyone around us, you know, feel that.
Mm-mm.
And
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
I was reading something like this, say actually is a fact. When someone, and then you have a group of people, you have your friends, and then they see that you were changing, that you were having, like, different results, your life is
Mm,
moving into a different, you know you change the
mm.
paradigm of your life. People want to know why, what's going on, what's happening. I want to know, I want to adapt to. And it's linked to what we were saying about when someone knows something, like when you know more than other people. It's
Yeah.
good, like,
Ex-
and you want to learn, like, not in the way, okay, so that person got to that level and she's better than me. That's not about it. It's about, okay, she inspires me, and she has that knowledge to teach me how to get there, how to get
Mhm.
in a place that I'm still not in that the same place that that person is. So I want to learn how to get there, but this person is not better than me.
No,
She's,
exactly.
she knows
Yeah.
more than me about something. When you talk about studies and things, we were like having this.
Mm.
And as we said also, there is no guru anymore. There are, like,
No,
you cannot put someone, like,
on a pedestal.
on a pedestal. Yeah, that's the word. So
Mm.
that's, but the new gurus are, they are putting themselves also, like, into a more, like, they don't want to be the guy, they just want to share information and help
And
people
knowledge.
and be
Yeah,
helpful
exactly.
for others, share knowledge.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is,
yeah.
like, this is about cooperation, and, like, and then it creates these groups, and where people can share the, like, and if you are having, for example, if you are in a course, and then you have people that are learning the same things, and then everyone, achieve different levels of consciousness, or inside of that, the thing you're studying, and then you share, the things, and other people can learn from you. uh, I'm talking about a course, but it can be like in your work, in your project, and everyone. So this is all about like cooperation. It's not like if
Yeah.
you are in a course, like, oh, I'm getting to this level of knowledge and now I'm better than you, so I'm not gonna share that. Like people sometimes they get
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
But I
thing.
think it's always, it always depends on how much and you do, like, how much we actually, if we exaggerate ourselves, or if we minimize ourselves, right? And so it
Hmm.
has everything to do with self-value. So um and that's it. So whenever you are minimizing yourself, you're seeing others as like, wow, and whatever they say, then you're taking it as like gold, which is which might be, but it's not. You also still need, um the critical thinking, and you need to question yourself, yes, about
Hmm.
everything. So there's no universal truth here. Everything can be questioned, and I think it's really good that we question ourselves. And this is what I like about uh, the school where I went, the high school. I remember I
Yeah.
had different type of teachers that told me how to question myself about literally everything, every single book and every single newspaper news. We were comparing things, and so you start to question yourself, and you don't give everything for granted just because someone that has a certain title said that, right? uh, which is, I think it's so needed, because um, so far I think I was an exception, because most of the people don't have these type of teachers. But I think it's really important, right, to question yourself about everything, because you're the only one that knows what is good for you and what is not, and so on, right? There's no universal thing for everyone. Well, everybody is different, and everybody has a different, you know um, bats and so on. So yeah, I think it goes pretty much with that.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, the
mhm.
idea is like I think we are stronger together. We can
Yeah,
build much better things in life. And then if you know nurture, and then that's where love is, when you share, when you open, get into the vulnerable place as well, and you show your ideas without fears, because that person's not going to judge you because she thinks she's better than you. Like that's about cooperation. It seems so important for us to change this paradigm of the competition thing that gives us a lot of anxiety and stress, and people get into this high levels of no burnout, and like even get sick nowadays
yeah,
because of this mindset. And that's at the end we talk about the same. We talk about love and like how and then love, there is this energy of unite things, this magnetism, like to put things together, bring things together, you know and it's
yeah,
so powerful when we create things from this way, from this place, and life is gets much more soft, and at the same time some light, but at the same time it has a lot of energy and power, and so
mm,
I think this is it. I think this is one of the most important things, and one of
yes,
the most beautiful things to share, I guess, you
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah. I
because
think
we
everybody
only
needs.
exist no, sorry, we only exist as human beings because of the other.
Yeah,
We don't recognize us, like ourselves, as our challenges, our even our um how do you say it, the good things for us, like people reflect the good things and the bad things, and then we learn through these relationships.
yeah. Totally. I think I'm the result of all the people I've met so far in my life.
Sorry.
Everybody brings. I'm the result of all the people I've met so far in my life. So everybody gives you something. Yes.
Yeah,
um and so
exactly.
that is and
Mm-hmm.
that is the thing. And since the moment that we are born, we cannot make it alone, right? We always need others. And so um but that but we also need to love ourselves first, so that from that state of self-love, then you can
Mm-hmm.
cooperate better with others. If you don't love yourself enough, you might um you know um see others with distortion, let's say, and not get the good things.
But
Not.
I also have another point about this self-love, because the type of world that we live in nowadays makes we when the thing about self-love is because it's based on when you lose connection, from your parents, from the
Mm,
environments that you were born. And it's this lose of like when you lose these connections because you're not having support from a community. For
mm,
example,
mm, mm.
some societies, they are based on this community thing, that is not only not only the parents who take care of the
Yeah,
kids. So they have a whole community to grow these kids. So when
yeah.
you are a child and you receive this love from not only from your parents and from the community that gives that support to that family, you your self-love, your sense of love, and like you are constantly being loved, you are constantly having support
Hmm.
and like things, like receiving love. So
Yeah,
a child who is born in a
feel
society with
safe.
a different perspective, that like have this community sense, uh
Mm.
is less needy, is
Yeah,
less, no.
totally. Yeah, we
So
actually, like, with our work, I think what is maybe be, people maybe don't understand the connection, but with our work we understand that uh most likely people get through burnout, anxiety, problems in adulthood because they felt disconnection when they were kids, most likely. Yeah, then there's other stuff too, obviously, but mainly because of that. So uh and that takes them to not love themselves and to look for that love outside through
mhm.
recognition, through status, and blah blah blah. Yes, and so it's a bit more complex than that, but basically this is the key thing. Yes, and so that's why it's so important. It's very interesting what you said about that. I think it's really important. And let's see
Mhm.
where we will go with these changes.
Yeah. No, it
Yeah, it's
came
very
to me
interesting.
because we've talked about this connection, but it's also related to the type of society that we live,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the time of that the timeline of society, what's happening in the world, like when you're talking about
yeah,
this, the history and things like that of
yeah.
societies.
Totally, totally. Yes, it's true. It's true. I mean, there are so many things, and right now how society is structured, especially in the Western world, it doesn't allow that connection with for kids with the community, with families, because everybody has to produce, and so that's something that it will probably change in the next year, for sure. I think I'm pretty sure of it. More and more people are aware of that, and I think all this change in technology is gonna bring something that will allow us to grow kids in a different way too.
Yes, people are doing it
Mm.
in different ways also nowadays. So
Mhm.
it's how to
Yeah,
grow kids out of well,
yeah,
it's
but it
another
will be
thing,
easier
I'm talking about
probably.
all out of the schools and another type of,
Yeah.
but we're talking about this in another
Yeah.
flow. It's a long story.
Yeah, 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 totally, totally nice. The person I wanted to talk left, so that's a pity. Don't remember the name, but well, I'll try to connect with him
I
if I
don't
can.
I don't.
Aaron, yes, Adon or something like that. Yeah, we'll talk to him later. But yes, I think, well, if anybody wants to say something, you're more than welcome on LinkedIn. On, I don't know if we have anybody on YouTube right now. Well, I can't see it. Um, we have right now Martin, who's connected, and Mike. Hello, Mike. Oh, Mike
Yeah,
comes pretty often too. Thank you for coming.
yeah.
Obviously,
Well,
yeah. Well, I think we can close it here, maybe, or do you want to add something?
I think I'm fine for today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we spoke a
yeah.
lot.
All right. So
So
that's it.
everyone,
Back
thank you
next
for
week.
coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. And that's it. And an amazing weekend too.
An
The
amazing
weekend
week.
is around the corner.
Okay. See you. Bye
Yes. Bye
bye.
bye.